alongside Energy FC coach. I'm really Dave Morris. Jimmy Nielsen joins us. How are you?
All good, thank you.
You are doing quite well on the pitch these days. The team undefeated in at least the last 5 games, right?
Yes, I think since we got that goal late against San Antonio, we had a little momentum. Not only getting the results, I think we were playing extremely well. Working extremely hard day in and day out, and I'm very, very happy the guys are getting rewarded for the hard work. I think last week we tied 1-1 in LA, and you got to remember LA dropped down 9 first-team players for that one specific game.
That's true. That was a roster. You really didn't know who you were playing against.
No, it was tough to prepare for, and we didn't know until 90 minutes before the game that they dropped down that. That was a big challenge for us. We handled that situation extremely well. Tied up the game 1-1, my opinion. We deserved the 3 points. It didn't happen. Carried that on to the Reno game. Got 3 points, played an okay game. And then
You'll take that any time.
I'll take that any time. And then we took on the leading.
I believe this is the Reno match right here.
That's the highlights from that game. I thought we played a really, really good game. Probably our best performance over 90 minutes this season. Defensively, going forward, we were constantly on the front foot. Did extremely well in that game.
I believe this was the red card that your opponent got right there.
Yeah, that was a Reno game where he got the red card, and that was actually, we had good momentum at that point, and he got the red card, and for the next 15 minutes in first half, we struggled a little bit. Struggled again a little bit in the beginning of the second half, and just before we wanted to make some changes with the formation, we scored. And you'll see the goal here.
With some nice footwork that led into this goal, too.
It was good ball from...
slide to the left and then bang.
Good finish by Angulo. You know, it was overall very, very solid performance. But the other night against Salt Lake was the best performance over 90 minutes this season.
And we'll get to that highlight in just a second because they came in as the top team in the USL.
Yeah, and they're a good team. They're a really good team. But on that day, we were the better team from the beginning to the end. I think no one question mark that we were the better team in that game. Again, we were 100% on the same page defensively. We were extremely dangerous on the turnovers, attacked with a lot of speed and good numbers going forward, and scored 2 fantastic goals.
We'll get to those highlights. So what has changed? What are you doing?
I'm not doing a lot. You know, it's the guys that are putting in the work. We changed the formation a little bit. They're getting rewarded. As I said before, I think the momentum shifted a little bit when we tied up in the 93rd minute in San Antonio to get a point there. And since that result, we had a little momentum, some very good performances, and we're getting the victories we're looking for.
You spent a lot of time on the pitch as a player and now as a coach. It's those little things that suddenly something just changes, something happens, and you see a momentum shift. I guess it could be good or bad.
Yes, and what you also see is a little more consistency. We have been lucky lately with no injuries. We've been in a position where we put the same lineup twice in a row for the first time this year. So that helps us as well, you know, instead of we need 5 or 15 or 45 minutes to get on the same page, get the rhythm and get the flow in the game. You know, it's been an easier transition from game to game.
You really have had to fight the injuries and to your scorers. So suddenly you're relying on a different offense out there.
Yes.
Now you have a little more consistently in the roster.
And we do, and we have some firepower on the bench to put in as well.
Always a good luxury to have.
It's a very, very good thing to have. You know, when you feel you need something different on the field, you have the opportunity to put in top quality from the bench. That is pretty awesome for a coach to be in that situation.
All right, so looking ahead, your next match is back against Tulsa. It's on the road, the Black Gold Derby. They got you 2-1 here.
They did, well deserved. On the night, they were the better team. We were lucky being up 1-0 at halftime. Unfortunately, we lost the game 2-1, but no one after the game could question mark that. Tulsa were the better team on the night, and obviously that's something we need to change for Saturday. It's a big game, not only if you look in the standings, but that rivalry between the two teams, you know, just an hour and a half between them. I hope we'll get a lot of fans up there too. You know, it's important with that support. going back to the Tulsa team, they really turned it around this year, and they deserve a lot of credit. Last year, if I remember correctly, they lost the last 10 or 11 games. Made a lot of changes. They quickly got on the same page, got some good experienced players, and they have played some really, really good and very attractive soccer. And it's fun. It makes it a little bit extra fun when we're both up in the
Sure.
league. And I expect a fun, intense game on the field and off the field on Saturday.
So that'll be Saturday, 7:30 in Tulsa. You mentioned standings. You're back in the playoff among those the top 8 teams in the USL qualify for the playoffs. So you're back there. Does that make any difference at this point?
Yeah, of course. When you get the results, you'll love to see yourself climb a little bit in the standings. Obviously, the most important is where we are in the end of the season.
Right.
But it gives us a little confident boost. Now we're inside the playoff for the first time in a while. We want to stay there. It's a big game for us on Saturday, and everyone knows that. And you could feel the intensity in practice too. It got to level up every time we play Tulsa. This time here, we just have to remember that intensity on the Saturday as well.
It's a long summer, but you want your team playing better towards the end of summer.
Absolutely. Last year we off to a good start, and unfortunately died out in the end of the season. It seems, and hopefully going to be a little bit opposite. We struggled in the beginning, and now it seems to click a little bit for us. I think we have a good flow and fantastic team spirit, a lot of good competition in the team, and almost everyone healthy.
2 players, Alex Dixon, Kyle Highland, members of the USL Team of the Week, playing well.
Well deserved. Alex Dixon scored 2 goals. Fantastic finish on the first one. Long ball from Mickey Daly, a little flick from Andy Craven, and Dixon took 2 or 3 fantastic touches and fantastic finish top corner. Amazing finish, second goal, quick turnover, good work by Andy Craven, and he came one-on-one and very unselfish, laid it off to Dixon, who had an empty goal. Highland has been very consistent in his performances over the whole season. I'm happy to see he's getting noticed too.
Tonight you have another community event.
Sidekicks.
Yep. Tell us about that tonight.
Well, it's an amazing event. What our players is doing, they're getting paired up with some of the kids, and 3, 4, maybe even 5 times this year they will have some different events.
And you're looking at footage from one right
Yes,
there.
we
I
do.
believe that was the
And
Clydesdale
I'm
event.
not
out at
100%
Express.
sure what's on the schedule for tonight, but what I know is the players and those kids will have an amazing night.
Very good. The Energy FC Sidekicks presented by Gulfport Energy, and that will be tonight. The information's right in front of me that I can't find right now. I believe it's in Bricktown at Heyday.
That's true.
Yeah, so
that is true.
That'll be a lot of fun. The next home match is coming up August 19th. That'll be against San Antonio FC, and again, Tulsa's this weekend in Tulsa. You see the schedule right there. On August 19th against San Antonio FC. Kids eat free. That's never a bad thing.
No, unfortunately, adults not.
It doesn't say anything about coaches eating free either.
That's actually what I meant with adults. Yeah. No.
And a free T-shirt for the first 2,000 people there. Coach, I want to ask you something else. We have a cast of thousands sitting over there. You brought in your friend from Kansas City. Who's watching us here today?
Well, I have my daughter Isabella, who's always here.
Your lovely daughter. She joins us all summer long, which is great to see her.
Yes. And we have John Pasquarella, my old goalkeeper coach from Sporting Kansas City.
Really?
When I played there.
Cool.
He's now the head coach for Des Moines in the PDL.
Very nice.
And he's going to stay here for another 10 days.
You going to show him the sights, show him around?
Show him around and see how we do things with our team. And he was here before the season as well for a week, 10 days. And now he's back here, and we're having a little fun and having a good time.
Beth Williams from Big Wing, Josh Evans, who hooks us up with tons of footage and information. Always appreciate his help. Great to see everybody over there. You know, one last thing I want to ask you, your thoughts on the Premier League. Who are you following? Who's your team? And what's your prediction for this year?
I follow Premier League pretty close, much as possible. It's a pleasure to wake up Saturday morning have a game at 6, have a game at 9, and then one 11:30.
Yep.
You know, those mornings are amazing.
And then you can get started with your day.
Yes, exactly. And I'm looking forward to Premier League to start. And I hope Manchester United will go all the way, but I have a feeling that this year is going to be Manchester City, unfortunately. But I'm very, very excited, and I predict a very, very close Premier League. I think you see a strong Manchester City team, Man United, Tottenham, Liverpool, Chelsea.
Those are the 4 or 5 teams everybody's kind of throwing out there.
And Everton have invested a lot of money this year, and they made a lot of money on the transfer with Lukaku to Man United, and invested all the money back into new players and new signings. So it's going to be close, and I think this is probably one of the most exciting seasons. You know, there's a lot of teams that can do it this year here.
That makes a difference too, instead of just 1 or 2.
Exactly. If I had to put money on anything, it would be Manchester City. If I had to follow my heart, it's going to be Man United.
You lived in London for a year, I believe.
I did.
Did you ever get up to Manchester, catch any of the matches?
Well, later on in my life, and I lived in Leicester, and that was a bit closer to Manchester, so I went there a few times, yes. But when I played for Millwall, which is located in London, you know, I had the opportunity to go to Chelsea game, Arsenal games, Crystal Palace, Tottenham. It was, it was paradise for a soccer freak like me.
Cool. It's good stuff. He's Jimmy Nielsen. He is the head coach. Energy FC, which is playing quite well these days. Congratulations on the recent successes. Best of luck. Tulsa this weekend, San Antonio the following weekend back here, and with all the events you have going on here.
Yes.
Appreciate your time, sir.
Appreciate it. Thank you.